Hey YouTube, it's Mandak coming at you guys with another video. So for some reason, I guess I'm looking this way, so if it's whatever, just ignore that. But yeah, anyway, back for another comic book haul. So I know last week I kind of dropped a lot of Lego set reviews. I do have more coming down the pipeline. I have a few more sets I gotta build and put out there for you guys. Some of them don't have a time lapse because my phone decided to not work, so that was a little annoying. But yeah, I've been doing that stuff. Hope people have been enjoying it. I know it's a new thing I started on my channel pretty recently, and it's kind of ramped up. But I don't want to forget about the comic book stuff, right? So I've been doing a lot of comic book stuff. Honestly, I haven't really been reading a lot, and I haven't really been buying a lot of stuff. There hasn't been a lot of. I've been checking IST. I just haven't really found a lot of stuff that has kind of piqued my interest to go out and buy. But yeah, I'm just trying to play a little bit of catch up these past few months. Excuse me, just trying to read stuff that I have already in my collection. Only really going after stuff if I see a deal. And the one deal I will say that I did, and that's why I have this haul here, is I went to my Second and Charles local to me because they were running their sale that they do usually once or twice a year. That is buy 4 more graphic novels, used graphic novels, get them for all 50% off. So that is probably the best deal that they have. They have like the buy 2 get 1 free or buy 2 get 1 half off or something, which is good, but it's not the best. Kind of got to play a little bit of math with what you got, but this one is just everything's flat, 50% off the top. So it's a great deal. I traded in some stuff too, got about $40 trading credit. Still ended up paying $20 more on top of that for what I got here. But when we go through this haul today, you'll kind of understand why it was still a little bit of money due with the balance. I did pick up a lot of stuff that I think is really worth the money of what I spent. But yeah, those books I traded in, they were just stuff that I was trying to sell on Facebook Marketplace, all these other sites let go, and I just wasn't getting any bites. I had them on there for about, excuse me, had them on there for almost like 2 years, and at this point, I just want them out of my collection. I'm trying to sell a lot of things that I don't need in my house to fund things like my comic book collection and Legos. Since Lego has become a bigger part of my life now, all of a sudden I kind of just got thrown back into collecting again, and I enjoy it. But yeah, still gotta go through comic stuff though. And yeah, so I went to Second and Charles last week, traded in my stuff like I said, got this haul, and I'm really happy with it. It's a mixed bag of stuff. I will say there's not a lot of Marvel things here. It's a lot more Image and DC heavy, which is great. I mean, it is what it is. But it's all good stuff that I was looking for. So it's not like stuff I just picked randomly that, I forced myself to buy. I'm getting a lot more picky now with what I'm picking. A little weird to say that. But, yeah, I'm just trying to pick stuff that I'm going to enjoy. And not stuff that I need to read because it's a certain character. Because that's not how we do it. Anyway, I'll go through this pile here. So I'll put it over here. And I'll switch my legs again because my leg's falling asleep. Yeah, I gotta get this done before the Monday Night Football game. Anyway, so first book I got here is Flash Rebirth Volume 1, Lightning Strikes Twice by Joshua Williamson and Carmen Di Gianmanico. I don't know how you pronounce that, I apologize. But yeah, this collects Flash Rebirth number 1 and Flash numbers 1 through 8 of the Rebirth series. So pretty thick trade. I got this for about $4. So I would say this is a pretty good deal considering what I got. So you can kind of see here the inside page of that. My Flash collection is, I don't know if you can see it in the background here. No, it's over there. But my Flash collection is pretty small. Actually, you might be able to see it. No, you can't. My Flash collection is pretty small. I'm trying to just get into it. I am reading the current series. I think it's still in this volume of Flash. So it's up to like, I think issue like 76 or 77 now. Anyway, I'm still reading that. But just trying to read some modern Flash runs. I mean, my plan is to probably get the Mark Waid stuff. I've heard that's really good. So just gotta get around to plotting that out and buying it. So there you go. Flash Volume 1, thick trade. Again, the spines on these are awesome. DC really does a good job with these books. I just feel like they just feel like better quality compared to a lot of the other Marvel trades. Not throwing shade at Marvel, obviously, because I love them both. We'll skip this pile of books. I'll get down to that later. Next book I got here was something that I saw there for a while. Didn't pick up again. It was still there, never got it. And I eventually decided to buy it because I remember how I said earlier I bought stuff for the character. I bought this for the character. It's Herc, the complete series by Greg Pak, I believe. I think so. Does it say it on the front? Oh yeah, Greg Pak and Fred Van Lente? I don't know how you pronounce it. Anyway, this was $8, got it for half off, so it was $4. It's a complete collection, so I'm assuming complete series. I don't know if it's a complete collection, but yeah. So I've read a lot of Hercules stuff. I've read a lot of the Bob Layton stuff that came out in the 80s. Read the series that came out, I think, with like Secret Wars. So I ended up buying this. This collects Hercules numbers 1 through 10 and numbers 6.1. So, pretty cool. The art is pretty nice. I kind of dig this art. It reminds me a little bit of like Ultimate Spider-Man. I know that sounds a little weird to say, but like kind of like the way the shading goes and all that stuff. Kind of reminds me of that. Obviously, this is by no stretch of the imagination Mark Bagley art, but it's pretty good. It kind of holds up. I kind of like it. How come every time I come on this freaking channel, man, I get like a freaking sniffle? It's crazy to me. Anyway, like I don't have it before I even go on air, and like as soon as I go on to record something, I automatically start sniffing. It's like, what the heck? Anyway, I'll keep going here. So yeah, so really excited to read that. Good addition to my Hercules collection. Next book I got here is Superman Red Sun by Mark Millar, Dave Johnson, and Killian Plunkett. I've heard this is really good. I can't remember what the basis of this is. It says in the background, in the startling twist on a familiar tale, a certain Kryptonian rocket ship crash lands on Earth, carrying an infant who will one day become the most powerful being on the planet. But his ship doesn't land in America. He is not raised in Smallville, Kansas. Instead, he makes his new home on a collective in the Soviet Union. Ooh, that sounds kind of cool. Wonder how that's going to turn out. So, yeah, I've read a lot of like one-offs, mini-series with Superman for all seasons. What's the one like Kurt Busiek? Superman Secret Identity. That was really great. I really like that. So this is just another kind of book to add to that collection of Superman books I have. I haven't really dipped my toes into any ongoing series yet, but I do have the first 3 volumes of the Rebirth Superman, so might read that at some point. We'll see. But yeah, so this collects, I don't know if there's any issues to it. Might be like 6 issues or something. But yeah, actually, let me see if I can show that. That's pretty cool. He's watching you. So really cool to see like a different take, I guess an Elseworlds type of look at Superman, if you will. That is Superman Red Sun. I'm really looking forward to reading that. That should be fun. All right. So the last like books I have here are all part of like runs, so I will probably present them together. First group of books here I got is Scott Snyder's Batman run. The first 3 volumes at least. I know there's like I don't know, like 8 or 9 volumes maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah, I bought the first 3 trades. So the first trade here is Batman, Court of Owls. You know, Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, Jonathan Glapian. I don't know how you say that name. Collects Batman numbers 1 through 7. I believe this is volume 2 of Batman. Could be wrong. But yeah. I don't think I'm going to enjoy this. A lot of people, you know, it's a pretty acclaimed run, part of the New 52, but I've heard it's really good, so we'll see how it goes. Next one here, volume 2, collects 8 through 12, so a little bit smaller, but nonetheless, still really great stuff here going on. So I guess this will go right before my Batman Rebirth stuff that I have from Tom King. Excuse me. Volume 3, Death of the Family. Collects Batman's numbers 13 through 17. So, really cool. Not sure. I wonder if the artist changes. I think the artist changed up in this one. Oh no, Greg Capullo is still doing the art. My bad. I rescind what I said. But yeah, so, you know, all in all, I got this for what? Got it for like, I don't know, $11 for 3 trades. I think that's a pretty good deal. So, you know, we'll see. I'll keep hunting the rest of them now. I've seen them on like Books A Million for like cheap. So I may end up going on there and seeing if they're cheaper on there and just buy the rest of the trades. Because if I start that run and I like it, I don't want to have to like wait to like buy the trades. That's gonna suck. So if you hear pounding upstairs, it's probably because my freaking neighbors, they don't care about making noise at 8 o'clock at night. Anyway, next group of books here is another you know, run that I'm trying to get together, and that is Y the Last Man. So let me just show those. Boom. Got books 2, 3, and 4. So I did buy book 1, I think in my last haul for what do you call? What is the name of that con I went to? Keystone Con. I lumped in the first volume of Y the Last Man. I didn't buy it at the con. I bought it at Second and Charles, but I just lumped it together because I'm like, whatever. But yeah, I picked up the next 3 books here, and I got them for pretty cheap. I mean, this book I got for $5. This one I got for $5. This one I got for $4. So I mean, overall, I spent $14 on giant books like this. So really excited. I really like the premise. It's Brian K. Vaughan, so I'm assuming it's gonna be pretty good. You know, saga acclaim. The art in here looks really nice. Really digging that type of art. So, like I said, I've been talking about a palette cleanser for superhero movies, for superhero comics for a while, and I have a lot of choices to choose from. I got Saga. I got this. I got something that's coming up soon that I'm going to talk about. That is also a good palette cleanser. But yeah. So let's see what books. Let's see. Let me look at book 2 here. Let me see what issues this collects. Doesn't really put on the back, I don't think. So this collects issues 11 through 23 of the series. So 11 through 23. This collects book 3. These are all in really great condition too. They're not, I mean, a little dinged up on the sides, a little yellowing going on the outside, but overall they're pretty good condition. They're not wet, they're not soaked or anything like that. This one collects issues 24 through 36 of Y the Last Man. So that's really cool. And the last one here, you can see. So this one collects, I wonder how many books these are. I'll have to look it up. I'm not sure how many books of this are around. This has issues 37 through 48. So these are pretty much the size of a complete collection. And this is by Vertigo. So, you know, different types of quality of paper here going on, but I think these books are pretty well designed. You know, for what they are, they're pretty good. So again, really excited to read this. Don't know anything. I know the basic concept of it going in, but I've never read any of this stuff, so it's gonna be really excited to read it. I've only heard great things about the series, so really excited to just dip my toes in and just read something not related to superheroes for once. So really cool. I knew eventually I was going to get around to like the indie hype and get into reading stuff like that. Like, you know, I think it kind of started this summer on the weekly show with the students of S.H.I.E.L.D., where I read Criminal by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, and I'm like, this is awesome. And it's like crime noir, and like, it's not about superheroes, it's just about normal people in comics, and there's something intriguing about that, you know, not having the superhero vibe. It's a good change in direction, I would say. So yeah. All right, so the last two books here, and as I've been mentioning and kind of alluding to the whole time here, are stuff that I picked up. Now, with this being said, I do have to sell another book now, but it wasn't a huge investment for me for that one book, so I'm not worried about it. I was really kicking this around over and over again about what I wanted to do with this series. Do I collect it in trade? Do I collect it in hardcover? Do I collect it in Compendium? And eventually I just caved. I saw this sale at Second & Charles. I saw the prices on the back of these books, and I'm just like, half off of that. I mean, for all those issues, it's just, I mean, the math of it just makes sense. I mean, the trades, the hardcovers, I mean, the hardcovers are nice. They had like a good run of them that I could have gotten, but eventually what would have happened was I would have been having to hunt down a volume, and I would have been paying a lot of money for it. And it just doesn't, like, it's not a series I care that much about or even know that much about to invest in hardcover. So I figured, you know, trade paperback, yeah, I could do that. But again, it'd be the same issue where I'd be hunting down, you know, 30-some trades of this series. So I decided to go with Compendium. I'm satisfied with it. I still only have to hunt down 2 compendiums, which are both fairly cheap online, so I might end up picking them up. And that series is Walking Dead. So I will shut up and show the compendium. I got both volumes 1 and 2 for a great price of $20 combined. So $10 for each book. These are a little used, but again, they are in pretty great condition, considering they are compendiums, considering that this book is a huge, giant omnibus-sized book that's all glued to the spine. I would say this is a pretty good book. So obviously, you know, this is the original Walking Dead comic. The movies or the show came out afterwards, and for a long time, the comic and the movie were kind of running in tandem with each other. So, but yeah, this collects issues 1 through 48, the series by Robert Kirkman. And, you know, I know it's black and white. I know, I think I've mentioned it a few times on this channel, my, I guess, disdain for the Essential line. They hold a nostalgic part in, they hold a nostalgic, you know, part in my heart for, you know, the Iron Man run that I read, the Spider-Man run that I read. But overall, it was just a really dumb idea for Marvel. I mean, you know, but this is printed in black and white because that's how it came out. So, but, you know, it is a printed black and white. So it's not like, it's not the newspaper type of paper that we have here. So I'm more willing to deal with it. I mean, there's really nothing I can do. I can't change that. That's just the way the book was designed. But I am excited to read this. I am not a huge fan of, like, I'm not like really into like zombies and stuff like that. Like, I don't really like, I'm not a huge fan of horror. And I know my dad always makes fun of me because he's like, oh, you're not a huge fan of horror, you must be like a scaredy cat. Nah, it's not it. I just don't really enjoy that genre. But this, from what I've heard, The Walking Dead is not so much like a zombie story as it is more like a survival story among the characters that are in it. So I'm excited to kind of read that and see how, you know, the zombies they are a part of the show, the comic, I would assume, but it doesn't seem like it's like everything it revolves around. I feel like there's a lot of character development that goes into the comic. So excited to read it. If I like it, I might end up watching the show. I'll see. I do want to read the comics first though before I read the show or watch the show, so I can like be that judgmental person that's read every comic and be like, that's not what happened in the comic. Anyway, so got the first one, collects issues 1 through 48. Next one here is volume 2, collects issues 49 through 96. I mean, it's just crazy to me how huge these compendiums are and how they can collect all this stuff. I mean, this is like 1,000 pages. So I'm really excited. Again, I have a lot of reading ahead of me. Probably added a lot to my backlog already, but yeah, this is my third. These two will give me 3 of the Image compendiums. As you can see behind me, I have the first Invincible compendium, which I intend to read at some point too, because I've heard a lot of things about that story. That is in color. Picked that up for like $25 or something, which was a pretty good deal. But yeah, I'm really excited to kind of see how that experience of reading a compendium goes. It's not an omnibus, it's not a trade paperback, it's not an epic collection. It's kind of like this conglomeration of all that stuff. So I'm really excited to read that. But yeah, overall, I said like this haul, I ended up paying like $60 for it. But concerning what I went over, I think that's a really great deal. The compendiums at $20 would I think be a deal to most people, and seeing them for an extra 50% off of that, I think is what kind of made me make my decision. I do plan to go back to Second and Charles probably sometime this week, just to poke around, see if anything else came in. The sale does go through the 22nd, I believe. So anyone out there who has a Second and Charles nearby, definitely go check it out if you're into collecting graphic novels. But yeah, I'm mostly going there the next time to take pictures for my friends so that I can pick up stuff for them, because I know a lot of my friends are huge comic book fans just like me, so I want to give them the opportunity to kind of get the same sales I got. So I wasn't really able to do that this time I came there because I actually had to go take care of something right away, so I wasn't able to stick around and kind of wait for them to make up their mind what they wanted. But I do plan to go back and let them see what they get. But yeah, so that's my whole haul, guys. Like I said, be looking out for another Lego video probably sometime this week, maybe 2 or 3, we'll see. I did pick up a 1999 set today, so really excited for that. So I'll be going over that in our video. But other than that, guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye.